Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We have a show full of the hottest topics everyone's talking about. I want to remind you all over Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and of course our official website, thestephennightshow.com. If you'd rather watch us, go on our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe and comment. We definitely appreciate you. Pick up our merch at our website, stephennightshow.com, and please make sure you register to vote. We have a very important election coming up, so you want to let your voice be heard. Now, today is tax day, so make sure you file your taxes or file for your extension, whatever you need to do. But today is the day. And also, it's Jackie Robinson Day, a day to remember Jackie Robinson, who made his MLB debut on this day in 1947. His life and legacy and his impact on baseball in America are profound. So, shout out to the living legend, well, to the legend. He's no longer living. And thank you for all your contributions. Chike is back from vacation. Chike, how was it? Welcome back.
It was magnificent. Good to be back. And shout out to my sister, Miss Dev. Had a great time. It was the first time we ever traveled together.
Awesome. And Lanier, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm here.
Good. Brittany's joining us. She's running late, but she's joining us. But let's get into the question of the day. So it is, how early, and I'll start with you, Chike, how early do you arrive to the airport prior to your flight?
So my normal is 2 hours before.
Mm-hmm.
However, dealing with certain airlines, which I will not mention at this particular point in time, I recommend 3 to 4.
Oof. Okay. What about you, Lanier?
Because I am paranoid and I'm a stickler for being on time, being on time. For me to feel comfortable, I need a 3 to 4 hour window, because generally when I do travel, I prefer to get a car service to pick me up and drop me off, because I don't like parking at the airport. Yeah. I've actually tried doing Uber and Lyft to the airport. I ain't comfortable with that, because they can switch a driver, then driver, So I prefer to hire a driver, and I could just pay for the round trip and know that you won't be there. This what time I want to leave. This what time we is coming back. And when I expect you to be waiting with your little sign with my last name on it.
Right.
Oh, and I got TSA pre-check too. So let me go through without taking this belt off, because it takes too much to stuff this fupa. And I ain't got time.
Exactly. I feel you. Yeah, I try to do 2, but usually it's around 1. But in terms of the Uber Lyft situation, I used to always use that service, when I was going to the airport. But now they've always changed the location of where you're supposed to get dropped off. Yep. Then the price is always changing. You don't know how much it will cost. And so now I just park at the airport. I park at the airport, and it's usually cheaper, the parking, than it is to go to the airport either way. But Brittany, you just joined us. Our question today is, how early do you arrive to the airport prior to your flight? You're on mute.
Sorry, guys. Hi, how's everybody?
Good. How you doing?
I'm the type of person, you got to lie to me about a time. Everywhere I go, tell me a different time than what time you want me to be there. Because 9 times out of 10, I have a hard time getting there on time. So I try to lie to myself when I book a flight. But most of the times I get there an hour early and I'm running through the airport.
You're one of those running, yeah.
Yeah. If it's international, I might do an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm usually about an hour. But I think I risked it, because I never missed the flight until one day I got to that gate and they were closing it. And once they close it, they will not open it back up. But tweet us at home and let us know, how early do you arrive to the airport prior to your flight? Stephen Knight Show, SHL. All right. Well, longtime warrior of O.J. Simpson, who we all know passed away last week, has opened up about how the Hall of Fame football player will be cremated. According to People, Malcolm Laverne, who is also serving as the executor of Simpson's estate, said that Simpson will be cremated and the arrangements for the funeral service have not been finalized. Now, reports also state that Simpson's brain will not be donated for scientific research at his family's disapproval. LaVerge added that Simpson's family gave a hard no to scientific study. It was a scientist asked him to study Simpson's brain for CTE. This is a brain disease that has been diagnosed in many deceased professional football players and is believed to be caused by repeated head trauma, according to the Mayo Clinic. So, Linnea, what are your thoughts? First, I know we didn't get a chance to talk about his passing as it happened after our last week's show. But what are your thoughts on his passing? What are your thoughts on his family making the decision not to let his brain be studied?
I mean, of course, that's their right.
Yeah.
And I know that because he's such a controversial figure, him passing, some people, respectfully, and then others not.
Right.
At the end of the day, you don't wish harm on people. And I know that at the end of the day, that man was found not guilty. Whether you believe he did it or not, 12 people found him not guilty of doing whatever they say that he did. And that was something that really divided the world.
Yeah.
And he was great when he was great until he wasn't great anymore. But at the end of the day, I feel for his children.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones who have to live with the legacy from start to finish.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are truly affected. So I send prayers out to his children, and that I hope that they are surrounded and covered with love and prayers and support, because this will be with them for the rest of their lives, and with their children for the rest of their lives, and their children's children. This will be a never-ending thing, because they like to make sure that they never forget whenever someone of our complexion they feel like has done the world wrong.
So. Yeah. Chike, Caitlyn Jenner came under fire because when he passed, she tweeted "Good riddance" #OJ Simpson, and people had to remind her that she had ended the life of someone in a car accident, and someone said, "You're next, Miss Doubtfire." Chike, what are your thoughts on his passing and his family making the decision not to donate his brain for science?
So, to be fair and honest, I have like two different compartments for OJ Simpson. Just simply because he was that dude when I was a kid. He was that guy. He put Hers Rent-A-Car on the map when I was a kid. And just to see those commercials with him running through the airport, jumping over luggage, I mean, that was a thing. So there's that. There's the hero part. And then there's OJ and the controversy part. One thing that I see often, and it's making me numb, is our men of color that gain stature in this country never seem to make it out good. They always get tarnished on their way to greatness. And it happens too often. And I often have these feelings as it surrounds our men of stature in our culture. And I don't know how to feel, honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry for the family's loss, of course, but I don't know how to feel.
Yeah. I asked my father yesterday, I talked to him yesterday, and he said that he had to separate the two. Separate, because he remembers in 1960 something, he was telling me, watching OJ achieve this huge victory. And
great all his whole life. He's been great his whole life.
Yeah. But he just remembers, I guess, him being a young man and seeing that happen. And then but then of course of what happened, allegedly what happened. Brittany, what are your thoughts on all of this?
I have a lot. So I think that it's about timing and tech. And I think Caitlyn Jenner just had none in that moment. So like
Yeah.
my deepest condolences, and I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like ever since Bruce turned to Caitlyn, it's been very like petty. Like he's
Mhm.
come after the Kardashians. He's been arguing with people and females, and I just think like he's really assumed the role of a female in all aspects. So I feel some kind of way about that. But then secondly, like it is two different OJs. And even if you think that he did it, he did end up going to jail for stealing his own stuff bag. So
Right.
I feel like he did, you know, if you don't really think that he got away or justice was served, he did end up getting karma in some sense of the form. So I think at the end of the day, whether he did it or not, it is a person's life lost, and he is a legend. And I just think that it's about time and place for everything. So can we like bury him in the ground and do whatever and then debate that like a few days after he's in the ground? So like I just think it should be wait. And then I don't understand why people want to look at people's brain. Like they be waiting for people like the Jeffrey Dahmer dude, they wanted to do his brain research and stuff. And I don't know. It's not gonna explain why they did what they did in my mind.
Well, it helps. They do this study because you can only do this study after the person has passed away, and so they have
Mm-hmm.
to study the brain to see, you know, to do research around CTE and maybe preventing it, maybe finding a cure, things like that. So,
That's the beautiful side of it, but I can also see why the family wouldn't want to do
oh
it
yeah,
because of, I mean, I can see now the press will go on forever and forever. You know, this is maybe why OJ did it. You know, in the family, they won't have any defense at that point.
Mhm.
So just let it go. I'm
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, I think someone made the best. I saw a comment on social media. Someone said, "Now he's with the final judge. Whether you believe he did it or not, let God be the judge. He'll determine that. He'll determine
Yeah, that was
that."
good.
All right. Well, today began the jury selection for Donald Trump's hush money trial, and while making his way into the courtroom, the former president addressed the media and said, "Nothing like this has ever happened before. This is political persecution. It's a case that should have never been brought." He continued to say, "This is an assault on America, and that's why I'm very proud to be here. This is a really an attack on a political opponent." Now, as previously reported, Trump has pleaded not guilty as he faces 34 counts of falsifying business records. According to NBC News, with the trial, Trump makes history as he becomes the first former president to stand trial on criminal charges. And the judge said that he has to attend every day. He's made these claims that he's not going to be able to see his son graduate from high school, but the judge never weighed in on that because he said he don't even know if the trial will be here at that time. But he did tell him he wanted to go to a Supreme Court ruling, I think next week, and the judge said you need to be in court and you don't need to be there. It's not, you know, you're not president. You don't need to be there. Chike, a lot of people are saying this is not really the case that will move the needle on his support. And some people are saying he's finally being held liable for something that he did. What are your thoughts?
I think that there's chipping away at the armor from all over the place. And this will probably be the first one to make a crack. It's not so much at this point to separate him from his cult. His cult is his cult. They're going to believe what they're going to believe. But those people that may be on the fence that think that they need to hear a conviction in order for them to let go or to not go down that road. But his followers are his followers. What kills me is I don't know why people can't see every day the playbook. Because before we didn't know what he was capable of, and it was a little entertaining because he was wild. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now it's like, oh, that's what he's doing. It's the same old thing every time. Getting in front of the court, before court on press, saying what he's going to do. It's his own reality show, and everybody's tuned into it. And he has his people that are his fans, like you had your people that were Nene Leakes fans, and you had your people that were Phaedra fans. Well, he has his own fans, and they're following him down a hole, which I don't know.
Yeah. They said in court today where he appeared a lot of times angry. He appeared bored. He fell asleep, dozed off a few times. It's a long
He's
day.
never been here before.
But
He's never been to this place before.
they said in previous cases, he always got excited when a Trump supporter was being interviewed, for jury selection, because of course, pat on his back. Linnea, what do you think about this case?
A criminal should go to jail. Period. Chike said it, like, it just baffles my mind. Baffles, flabbergasted, bondoogles, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I just be like, you can't be serious. Like the whole thing in ATL with the shucking and jiving of the planted paid for Black folks from that ATL conservative group that people don't realize that that's what that was. And that Black woman hugging all up on this man. Like, oh, yes, sir, master. Yes,
part
sir.
of MAGA, right?
You're a part of a conservative group that is spearheaded by that Owens person and that Buck person. But it's just the hypocrisy, because it's like this man who was the head of the chief executive, you destroyed the Iran nuclear deal, right? Now you're complaining that Iran is aggressive.
Right.
For the same person, you destroyed the border deal, and now you're complaining about the border. He's the same person. He destroyed, the whole peaceful transfer when Biden won and all that. Now you're complaining about election integrity.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like those things, it's the hypocrisy of it all, and it's in your face. He ain't playing in your face. He's just telling you what it is, and people, it ain't even listening. You seeing it. It's like, oh, what you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes?
Right.
You what? I'm telling you out my mouth, and you're seeing, but in all that, y'all still stuck on stupid, because that's what it is. You're stuck on stupid. Y'all really want this person back in? Because y'all do know they want us to work till we like 100, right?
Right.
They want to push up the Social Security age, the retirement age. They want to push it up because they train us to be workers. But who am I? I'm no one.
One thing I love is they've been pushing that you were a lot better 4 years ago than you are now, right, under the Biden administration. But I love the Biden administration pushed back, and they showed what was happening 4 years ago. We were locked in the house, being told to take in bleach, and when we had to wear masks, we had to social distance, we couldn't travel, we couldn't be around our loved ones.
Can I just say something about those Biden commercials? I don't know how many of them you've seen, but they're hitting kind of hard. One of them got me emotionally. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the lady in the abortion bill?
Oh, my God. Yes.
Oh, man. Ooh, that one right there. I don't know if that's running. I've seen it on YouTube. I don't know if it's running on national TV.
It's on TV.
It's on TV.
Woo, baby.
Texas, right?
I don't have cable. I just got internet. Okay. Yeah, that one hurts.
Brittany, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a joke. I mean, even when he did the whole Chick-fil-A thing in Atlanta, like, the girl was like, hey, y'all, tell them y'all broke. And I mean, like, why would you even do that? Like, in front of everybody. Like, and then he was like, let me get 50 milkshakes. How y'all pockets doing? Like,
right.
Like, it was just a joke. Yes. Like, I thought it was so just comical. Like, it was funny. And so I feel like all the Trump supporters that I run into, that's their only focus, is that he was passing out stimulus checks. And I think that people don't understand that, he was doing that for his own game, and we kind of benefited off of stuff that he was doing for himself. And I feel like at some point, all those stimulus checks and loans going out was going to have to be paid for. And so now y'all mad that y'all aren't getting stimmy checks or whatever anymore. Y'all want Trump back in office so he can start passing back out $2,400 checks. And I'm like, that's just
But the thing,
absurd.
the
It's
thing
so
He
is,
wasn't
absurd.
responsible for that.
he wasn't
Thank you.
responsible for
He
the check.
wasn't responsible for
And
that.
he actually delayed the check so he could sign his name on it once it passed.
Yep.
And it's just that's all you hear
Yeah.
Black people focused on in supporting Trump is how they aren't getting the loans, checks, and how they made so much money when he was in office. And I'm like, y'all just we cannot be bought like this. Like it's
They
just
were
so
scamming. They were scamming.
Right.
ridiculous. So I think that all of it is comical, and I just, yeah, it's like Chike said, you're not gonna change these people's mind. Like, so I've just given up trying to talk with people like this. So
I love when they interview the people at the Trump rallies, and one guy was naming things that he was saying that Biden did these things. Biden paid off a porn star. Biden, made comments that Trump did. And when they said Biden did it, they were disgusted. But they said actually Trump did it. Well, I'm sure there was a reason behind it. I'm sure. I mean, they turned the whole really. All
Can
right.
I
Well,
just say before we get off this subject, please everyone go out and vote. Not
Please.
voting is really not an answer.
right.
Pick a side. I don't care who you vote for, but push the lever on somebody.
and to add that to Chike's comment, all in Atlanta this past weekend, all these people had their refund checks stopped for additional verification and to pull up to this federal building to get their refund. And the line was wrapped around the building from 5 o'clock in the morning till they shut down for that money. But they will not get out and vote. So that is insane. Like they will get out there for that refund check. So if y'all can do that, y'all can vote. Like, come on now.
Right. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We're gonna find out some updates for Real Housewives of Potomac, and then excuse me, the Golden Bachelor's marriage is coming to an end after 3 months of marriage. Right back after this.